Hi, the figure. Hi, the silver. Welcome back, Adrian. Golden Star to the first person to recognize this song. Anyway, welcome back. Getting back to my old habits. So let's get to them fully. So, what have we got on the agenda today? A couple of things. A little bit of GR, a little bit of QM, a little bit of coding, and a little bit of chess. I'm gonna start the chess. And that's because Remco has made a move against me. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. But since it doesn't relate to the live stream, I won't reply to that. And instead we're gonna focus on the game. So, this is tricky. This is a tricky position. Now, I really hope Remco isn't watching. I don't want him to hear my devilish plans. But basically, taking in my opinion is fine. In fact, it's I would like him to take because that allows me to have connected knights and connected rooks in the same move as I'm also attacking the queen. So you know that's. I actually don't think about chess techniques beyond the moves and the goal. It's overrated. It's a board game like any other. Honestly, I don't even know how N-Peasant works. No one does. That's why you always have to play it. Now my plan is, I would really love to get the king entangled in here, because counter to what it seems, it actually looks like a pretty safe position. Even better, if I do trade off the bishops actually, now that I think about it. If I do trade off the bishops, then this diagonal is even safer than it is right now. Although right now, it's already pretty safe. Hi the panda, hi! And good night. Good night to you. Right now it's actually surprisingly safe, because if this was my pawn, Remco could sacrifice. That's now he can't even sacrifice. Like, this is really powerful. I also would like to stop this knight from going here, because this square looks a bit powerful. And if I do this and this, then it can go here and it's just a mess, and I don't want to get into that. But unfortunately, the only way to stop... I can't really stop him from going here, because I would need to play this pawn, which promptly gets taken off check, which isn't great. I'm trying to lose for as long as possible to win, so basically just gambling a bit harder. I also do have this move, just attacking the rook, and then if takes, then takes, then takes, then takes with check, and king goes forward, in which scenario I can do this, then this, and then we're kind of nowhere. Well, I guess this would trade off the queen, but would leave Remco with a king in the middle, and then I could. Well, first of all, I would need to take care of this knight. What I could do then, I'm running out of material. I would like to sack the knight to get the bishop check, but I can't do that because I don't have enough material at that point. Which means the knight then would have an option to move here because it would still be interconnected. The only problem is that then the rook diagonal isn't quite as mighty and strong. I don't know. Also, it feels a bit too obvious, you know? Like, this plan feels a bit too obvious. And I want something a bit more exciting. I've been meaning to move my king into this corner for a while, because, well, castling is a bit overdone. This. Actually, this is pretty interesting, forcing something to do with the bishop. What I could also do is now I think about it, take this. Is this dumb? Would pin my knight. Just how dumb is it actually? It would pin my knight. But this pawn will be a huge long-term problem. We'll also prevent this. Tempting. Very tempting. Well, kind of prevent, like if, because you know, if pin, then I get to just... Wait, no, that wins me a bishop, I'm an idiot. This would have to be the pin. No, that also wins me a bishop. This is really fun, because there is no, like, obvious way to prevent that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Obviously, after this, there is still this, but then I just march forward, unafraid. And that kind of messes up with this knight, because all of a sudden this knight has nothing to do. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. Can't go here, it just has to go back. I like this actually. Takes and then go. So like takes, then this could happen, but it's not quite as strong anymore. This is tempting, because that pawn really is a problem. It really is. I don't think Remco's trying to castle, because Remco's not a coward. He's always made a big deal of how much casting is for cowards, so... I mean, I do like this. This move fortunately does nothing. If I go here, what else can be done? I like this move a lot. Like this. That is quite tempting. I guess that could be an option. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, I guess what I need to consider is this and then this. Because then if I take, that's a bit of a problem. But what I can do actually is I can do this. Or even better, I can do this, this, this. So that if takes... Wait, no, this is not protected, I'm an idiot. This, 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 this. So that's fine. Which means this, this, this. And then I have no idea what his move is gonna be. Because I constantly have this threat. If I take the knight, it's mighty. I do like that. I need to make an add-on for chess.com that replaces all the pieces with make-its. Because then I could play. Am I missing anything? If this, then this, then this. Maybe. Maybe I am. Because what if I do this, then this, then this, then this? And I can go here. Then I can go here. I can go there actually. Oh wow, that is baller. Wow, that is baller. Acid bishops are left gonna make it. Queen is EU make it. There's a bunch of make it. And yeah, and queen would very much be... Oh no, I wouldn't... Oh no, the horse make it. I don't want that one. Like bishop make it, queen make it and king make it all like a picture, as well as pawn make it. So that would just be the editors, right? The interns. Tempting. I'm not seeing anything. Like here, here, here. That's fine. Here, here. Here. Here, here. We're chilling. Has been bleeding into my daily life. When has it not, Silver? When has it not? I'll be honest, I don't see anything. Any danger to this. So if this, can I do this? No, this is undefended. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Completely forgot about that. Which means this has to go next, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the move. I hope I haven't missed anything, because if I have, then that was an unnecessary amount of thinking. And we'd rather spend that time thinking about GR! Oh yes, everyone, we're moving to the interesting and fun portion of the live stream. General relativity. Great. Right. Relatively fun, exactly. Very much so. Okay. Curvature of spacetime. How difficult can it be, am I right? It's just a matter of a couple of pages of my favorite book as of late, considering how much I'm spending on the GR maxing. Yeah, exactly. My notes on GR are extremely lackluster because I find the topic difficult. By the way, would you all prefer I do something more engaging, or are you all fine with me just studying on stream? When we get to make a churning butter stream, I already have 2 kilos of butter. I think I'm good with the butter. I think I may have enough. Because gravity is just the geometry of a curved manifold. I need to open the window because I can't. You like this? Okay. Glad to hear. Because in that scenario I can just be studying. And we can. I'm mainly noting things down in my drunk science notebook, which is why you can't see it on stream because I'm so well prepared. I don't get that reference. Freed from view or freed from VCs. Yeah, I've noticed. Okay. So a seemingly important thing to tackle here. Once again, the issue here being that I don't know enough about the topic to even know what I'm going for, so we're gonna figure it out as we go. You know, just it's about the journey, not the destination type of thing. Great. Butter margarine has installations. I see. 5 kilograms of butter in the corner of the room. That wasn't even part of the art, he was just peckish. Yeah, very important. Mi equals mg, which always has to me felt too simple to be real. You know that feeling you get in science when something is so simple but so often referenced that you feel like you're missing something? That's basically what I feel about inertial mass. Or also because a janitor removed it. Incredible. Someday explain the wedge product to make it. Yeah, someday. I mean, someday maybe soon. The Hamaf becomes difficult too will build up to tensors. So I imagine I'm gonna stop along a wedge product or two along the way. Flashback keys, I'm waiting. Electronic pieces. Oh, I know that feeling. I very much do. U wedge V, U O times V minus V times U. I see, so it's generalized cross product. Is how I would like to think of it, and don't you dare ruin that delusion for me. Oh yeah, actually, never mind. Pun intended. The motion version from podcast expectation of feeling development. Hi there, Wonky. Hi, welcome. And bye, figure. This is the law of conservation of viewers, as we all know. Article regarding vectors and covectors and sharps and flats. I believe I do, yes. Conventional space is a differential one form. I finally get the difference between special relativity and general relativity. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I finally understand. Wow. Well, it took me a while. If you only got it now, well, you may understand it. I mean, no, it hasn't shifted. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't understand GR still. This is still way off. But I at least understand its relation to special relativity. I'm still way off. Look, what you think about surfing's fine. Exactly. Also, I could just be wrong. I think I understand it. I may not. Now, why can't Remco finish his thesis today? Would make my life so much easier. Oh no, don't, damn it. Damn it. Oh. Based on the book, I can see that we're getting into the silver territory, which is never a good sign. If you can point to a if you're studying physics and you can point to, and you start getting into a topic that a mathematician expresses a keen interest in, that means you're not gonna have fun. Manifolds, differentiable manifolds. I suppose you sound smarter. That I can do. I sometimes catch myself saying these things and then I want to punch myself in the face. Okay, so. Never mind, I have nothing to say. Never mind, I have something to say. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Doppler effect. Oh, okay, that could make sense. Doppler effect. So basically, Doppler effect doesn't need to happen due to acceleration, it can happen due to gravity, because locally you shouldn't be able to tell the difference, if I'm understanding this correctly. Gravitational redshift. I am like more than 5 pages. How many pages? No, I am 5 pages. I'm 5 pages into this and I have gained nothing so far. Whoops. Hold on, I have a graph that I would like to understand. Z naught, Z prime. Learn to get vectors, covectors, vector fields, tensors, or tensor fields. I'll have to leave that. I'll have to leave that for when I'm doing how math becomes difficult too. That's when I plan to do a deep dive into tensors. Until then, I accept blissful ignorance. And in case you want to know how am I managing to study GR without proper understanding of tensors, I'm not. I'm not studying GR all that well. That's the answer. Two covector fields. To which You know what? What if I focus on the quantum mechanics part of the what if I focus on the quantum mechanics part of the video? How about that? How about after reading a solid section of this book, I have decided. Oh yeah, someone's drifting outside my window. That's cool. After reading a solid chunk of that book, I think maybe we should go with QM. QM is simpler. It's a lot simpler. So how about we go with that? Was it a cool drift? No, it was not. All right, this is. How about we go with this, huh? I can't escape silver, come on. Leave me alone. Everywhere I go, there are tensor products. Hyperspace composite tensor product. The first system is state A, the second system is state B. The composite system is this. That makes sense. The state of a composite system can be represented in this form are called separable states or product states. However, not all states of the composite system are separable. Fixed basis for H basis or HB. The original state is of the form this. That makes sense. This is vector, so that we have that. That makes sense. That's curious. Okay. This makes sense. GR without tens is like an angel without wings. This wouldn't be funny if I didn't know that quote. Entanglement is a lot. If I'm understanding it correctly. You see, that's the nice thing. For entanglement and QM, I can say, if I'm understanding it correctly, then ... With GR, I can't even say that. Like, I can't even say, if I'm understanding it correctly, then ... because I just don't understand. And then I end up losing my mind, over and over again. Because in this scenario, it's just a matter of checking my understanding, which means that graduate quantum mechanics notes. Thank you, GitHub user. I appreciate it. That's a very cleanly made site. Love the graphic as well. Baller. Let's try it. In this scenario, I know what I'm looking for at least. A differential k-form is a field at which every point we have some k amount of covectors wedged together. So the wedge product turns a k-form and an l-form into a k plus l-form. English! I beg you! That is not a human language. Everyone wants combines with this direct product that makes sense. So far, this is simple. This is indeed the correct way to construct a Hilbert space for a two-particle system with a natural basis provided by direct product as well. However, several interesting complications will emerge from fleshing out the details of this basic idea. One of the more interesting complications starts with simple observation that there exist many states within the space that cannot be described simply by direct product of the states taken from each space. These states are said to be entangled or to exhibit entanglement. Let's make sure, yes. It's difficult to picture, but easy to understand, I think. If I'm understanding this correctly. Example takes the spin half part. So each Hilbert state is two-dimensional, spanned by spin states. Alright. That is, wow, that notation is quite something. Wowza. I can't recall ever seeing a cat denote like that. That is incredible. That is like a Python function. I love it. A space is four-dimensional with bases like this. Yes. In dimension, the hot star turns a k-form into an M-less case reserved product of the original form with hostage to with non-negative volume. Multiplied by the basis n form in increasing order. I don't understand. I don't speak that language. Dear Lord. Okay, so we have four bases. That makes sense. We have two bases each, the Hilbert spaces. Combine the two. This is the EPR pair, named after a famous paper by Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen. Wow, I wonder what video Make It is working on. I wonder what the topic of the video is. Let me move myself to the side, there we go. That's a bit better. Wait. Yes. Plus like this. That is equal to, then we can like this. Which can we right. This gives that makes sense. Wait, that does make sense. Because then you have, I don't know if it's the interstellar music I have playing in my headphones right now, or if I'm genuinely onto something, but this feels simple. Because then we have this right here, plus this right here, and then this right here, so we are literally just multiplying. Shut up! Outside my window, my goodness, not now. We have this, and we have this, and this then gives us B, this gives us A. I think I am on something. I don't know if I'm on something or onto something. Yeah, no, this one is, you can't yeah, no, this is trivial to see. This is entangled. Wait! Oh my lord, yes! Yes! Oh yes! Oh, now let's, oh yes! Oh, now how to explain it? Wow, entanglement is simple. Now this is a moment where everything clicks together. Let me see the different, Previously with GR, it didn't. Previously with GR, I just felt like this is the one where it all clicks together. Okay. Progress. Because then the EPR state. I remember EPR state from when I was studying quantum computing, out of all things. And back then I didn't really understand its significance all that much. Like this. Right. How to explain it now? Measurement station can be it's not corresponding measurement, however, the part could make sense. I can say it collapses too because it doesn't have. And the projection rates beyond the product still itself. Okay. Tricky stuff. This is tricky stuff. I'm a bit stuck on this, so instead I'm going to work on the animations to make sure that whilst I'm stuck on this, at least I have something rendering in the background. I need to clean up my drive soon because they're really cluttered. There isn't much space left. Chapter 1, and then we have 2 plus 1, right, 2 plus 1, I'm sure. Okay, brilliant, great, and as kids these days would say, baller. Let's first start by creating a universe. That universe obviously has to have a volume because that's what makes things look nice. It's gonna be pitch black. And then we are going to have the universe. I haven't thought exactly how I'm gonna do it, but this kind of felt like a good way to do it. So for example this. And this. And let's see on its own how it looks. What are we modeling? I'm modeling a universe. I'm trying to visualize, well, a big part of visualizing GR is that the way, I don't want to say the way it starts because there's a lot of angles you can take, but basically I want to make a case for a more general kind of transformation between the bases of your space-time. Which is why basically the way I'm gonna go for it is I'm going to have this be the x coordinate, this be the y coordinate, and this be the time coordinate. Which is why if I right now do this, now 6, and really thin. Then if I go here, keyframe this like, let's say, I don't know, 600, and move it higher up to, let's say, 16, and then go here, move you up, then orthographic, U Boolean intersection with this. There we go. We've gotten the universe. Ta-da! Obviously this being the nice part of it, that this is just them overlapping, and then I can right here disable the view, enable for a second, simply because I want to set it to be linear. There. As you can see, we have X, Y, and T, which is absolutely not how time works, but you know, we'll get there in a sec. And now all I would like to do is I would like to complicate this. So add more cylinders, have them interact in a little bit more crazy ways, and hopefully it will work out nicely. Hi there, B, hi. The precise problem here being that this is actually a lot more tricky to be done than it seems. And that's because these cylinders have to be outside, and in the universe we're gonna have to define a whole bunch of other objects. For example, let's say we'd like some kind of comet that spins around. You got a great idea. What's the idea? If we'd like some kind of comet that spins around, then what if you release a video next year on the 1st of April, totally animated Minecraft? That is a lot of work. I've been meaning to make a lot of April Fool's videos, but whenever April 1st comes along, I'm just too busy to follow up on any of them. If you want to do a full video animated Minecraft for April 1st, be my guest. Oh yeah, very important. This has to be beforehand. Here we go. The unemployed part of it. I think color around would be the easiest. Okay, there we go. Now if I turn this on. Oh, that's precisely the problem, right? A slice will not be a circle. Yeah, no, that is a problem. Take a slice, yeah, exactly. I really need to clean up my office. It's a mess. Yeah, no, I don't have an idea on how to turn this into a circle. I guess I'll just have to go with the dumb method. This, for example. This, for example. Let's see. Right here just breaks because these two overlap. And apparently that's enough to break everything. Let's see it. I know method calculations float. This helps. It's a bit too close. I'll turn off the volume. Bonk. There we go. Rotation is going to be tricky because I don't know exactly how to do it. I would really like something to rotate around this, gravity-ish. Just rotate it, you say? If only. I guess if I keep slicing it, then eventually it could just... If I keep slicing it and making it more and more exact, that could eventually work out pretty decently. But the movement is going to be really jagged on the very beginning. Precisely the thing I want to avoid. Yeah, see? Doing curves manually isn't exactly smart of an idea. this with this. We can have it rotate into. That could be fun. Can have it rotate into this and then bounce off. The only problem is that the height is absolutely uneven. The height also has to be even in order for the illusion to look right. Alright, let's try it. Good enough. That's something. Then what we can do is we can be really fancy schmancy, and we can add in plane at the very bottom, a bit smaller, have it extend to the very top, like so. Oh, damn it, it's gonna ruin everything else. Connected only. I'm glad that Blender is such a phenomenal piece of software. There we go. It's glitching a bit, and the reason why it's glitching is because this is still not thin enough. Making it any thinner, however, runs the risk of it screwing up completely. You can see it is glitching a bit. What could be worse? And then ideally I will also chuck in some odd shape. Something like a rotated torus. Simply because it's a neat visualization of what higher dimensions look like. Like this. Sure, why not? And you know what, let's add some spheres. Well, this is a problem. This is a problem because how do I fix this? Basically, I want them all. Oh wait, there is a way to fix this. Kind of. It's a bit iffy. I need to make index switch of materials, not MHC's materials. Plug it in here. Nah, fine, I can do it manually, I guess. At this point, it's easier to just do it manually. Sure, 7 might as well. It doesn't preserve color. Damn it. How can I fix this then? How can I fix this? I guess I can do it like this. The problem is that it's gonna switch which colors it selects because the amount of... Damn it, I genuinely don't know how to solve this. I might know how to solve this. Yeah, I do know how to solve this. I'm just an idiot. The obvious way to solve this would be to do this. Right, no spheres. There isn't a really convenient way for me to scale to see them again, which means some of them might just straight up not appear. Wait, no, there is. I can go into edit modes of them. Yeah. There we go. 6. Alright, bye Adrian, bye, have a good one. That's still the Taurus. What else is there? You, wait, no, hold on. You're not supposed to be yellow. There we go. Red. You, two things. First of all, you need to be closer in. Right here, and then some 4. Okay, a couple left. You can be fine. You can be fine. You can be fine. There's now only the 6th one remaining, which is going to be like this. Beautiful. We have our universe. Now the only thing else that I'd like to do is copy it, join it back together, and remove the modifier. Great. Can I just do this? Why would you paste it into itself? Join. Not the cube. That one can go. Perfect. Not perfect. Not perfect at all. Why did you? Okay, you can just go here. Yes. Which means you can all join together. Remove this. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Progress. We have our universe. Which right now is glitching for some goddamn reason. Oh yeah, right, because you're visible. That's why. That's a pretty reasonable reason, actually. Great. Since no one is watching, I'm gonna go render this. And for now, that'll be it. Thank you so much for watching, have a great one.